In a perfect world, we would recognize that the eradication of poverty is an issue of morality as much as social justice, and that we have the resources and we have the obligation to eradicate poverty, not just in Canada, but throughout the world. In a perfect world, we would introduce early learning and childcare universal, so that children are better adjusted for school, have a better start on life, and their parents can get to work or go to school. We would have housing for everyone, appropriate housing for everyone. We would have money that would be invested in people, particularly the disabled, who are mostly living on the poverty line, have more fulsome welfare available for people. We would have drug plans, and we would have health care plans, because we know that health care and poverty are directly related to one another. We would have mental health care plans as well as Medicare, because mental health is directly related to people's ability to pull themselves out of poverty. We would be working with our Aboriginal brothers and sisters, because they have the highest incidence of suicide and the highest dropout rate in high school, and we've got to recognize our obligation to help them. Internationally, we would be involved in pursuing our Millennium Development Goals to 0.7% of our gross national income, and eradicate diseases and eradicate malnutrition. In a perfect world, we would help people get to college and university that can't afford it. We would help our immigrants that come here integrate immediately in society. In a perfect world, we would have a recognition that we have an obligation to one another to help each other in this society and not abandon or ignore one another. We have to recognize, of course, that we're not in a perfect world. We're in a world where we have to make compromises, unfortunately. And in this world, what the Liberals would do is they would introduce early learning and childcare that was eradicated by the current Conservative government, but formally introduced by them. Early learning and childcare is in crisis in this community. We would also introduce immigration programs to help them have their credentials recognized or upgraded and properly integrate through English as a second language programs. We would introduce we have a catastrophic program that we would introduce, $900 million in catastrophic drugs. For catastrophic drugs. We would recognize the Kelowna Accord and recommit to our Aboriginals in a fulsome way. We would also build 30,000 new housing units and refurbish 30,000 old units, and do it in such a way that they're environmentally appropriate. We would also have a mental health care strategy that Senator Kirby has already been working on, because we know mental health is so important. We would also commit in a fulsome way to the Millennium Development Goals, which this government has almost all but abandoned, reducing from our previous commitment of 0.39% down to 0.2%. We would put another $500 million into that. And we have to recognize that the green shift is more of a tax reduction and social policy than it is an environmental policy. Because through the green shift, lower income families will have an enormous amount of money back in their pocket, up to $2,400 in the $20,000 to $30,000 income brackets, through guaranteed family supplements of $1,225 a year, $350 a year, in addition to the $100 a month that you get through the child tax benefit. These are programs that will meaningfully take us out of poverty and into prosperity, which we call the 30-50 plan in total.
It's hard. It's like hunting. I call it hunting because it's a full-time job to be poor. It's hard to explain it to people, such as my family. I'm the only one who ever ended up on assistance, and I get told a lot about how they pay my way, and it's degrading, and it works on your self-esteem. It plays with you, and it makes you, believe that you're incapable of succeeding. It's hard to get out of. I've been stuck in it a long time.